Greetings. Can you guys see me again? If you can, let me know, because I had to restart my computer. The Wi-Fi went out only on my computer. Nobody else is here. Let me know if you guys can see me now. Okay, there you are. You guys are seeing me now. Okay, sorry about that. Doesn't surprise me, though, that happened. Nicole says she can't see me yet. I guess they can hear me, or maybe not. Can anyone else see me? Okay, Sana says it's back now. Hey, guys. Okay, like I was saying, that was by far the most, I'm going to say, impactful retreat that we ever had. Something was started there, and a lot of you that came felt it, as well as I did. And so when you go back home, you're like, what do I do with myself now? Well, I gave you guys homework. You know what to do, but there is more. And I know what that looks like. And there are things that I've never shared publicly, and I'll just give you guys tidbits of it today. But I got your emails. We got the Survey Monkey results back. Like, what do we do with ourselves now? And how can we help? And, you know, my mind is overwhelmed. And so I get it, because the hunger level, again, was palpable. It was tangible. You could cut it with a knife. God responds to that. So in essence, God showed up. He's in us, but with the Holy Spirit, he gave you what you were looking for and more. And that's what the principle means with your interest level. Those of you that want more, he'll give you more and even more. If you have no interest, he'll take away even any interest you have. So you guys experienced that firsthand. So I want to explain to you guys what happens now. Many of you are feeling a transition. You know, where do we go? There's got to be more. We want more. And when you guys were leaving, saying goodbye to me, everyone was saying, see you next year. And every time somebody said that to me, in my mind, I said, next year? We can't wait another year. Like, there's work to be done. We'll have the retreat next year, but I see what needs to be done, and we can't wait for another year for a retreat or a conference. There's things that have to be done. It is time to get to work. So the team that you guys met in Naples that I've been developing for a number of years now, we know what that work looks like, and we have already started it. But there are more that need to be added to the vision, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is giving out directives. You guys will be getting emails that are part of School of Influence, because the School of Influence is there for a reason. It's not just for you to become successful, which you will because of the principles taught in it. It's not for you just to become yourself for yourself. It is for you to become yourself for the essence of us, this generation, the change that needs to be taken place now. The time is now. So that is the method to my madness of the School of Influence. For those that wanted to give back to life, because there are many programs out there that teach you to be successful, which level one does. But I bring it one more level, one more step to teach you significance. And significance is what you give back to life. Even nature teaches us that. The trees produce fruit, and that's success, right? But a tree does not become significant unless its seed is again planted into the ground and it gives back into nature, into earth, into our generation. So there are 4 types of people, and I understand that. Out of the group that even attended our retreat and on live streaming, and those of you in our webinars, there are 4 types of people, and I'm going to list those for you. So everywhere you go in life, you will meet one of these 4 types of people. There are people who watch things happen, because not all change is improvement. For instance, you can gain weight, and that can be destructive. Without change, there can be no improvement, and change comes with choices. So we cannot be a group of people who just watch things happen. The second type of people are those that just let things happen. things happen to them, they just go along with the flow. Okay, this is my lot in life. The third type of person is those who ask, what happened? And that may be some of you that came to the retreat. What was that? I know something happened, I'm not sure what, but what happened? But then they don't go any further than that. And then the fourth type of person is those that make things happen. Now, if you are that type of person, that is who I am talking to today on this webinar. If you were live streaming, if you came to the retreat, if you've been watching the webinars I've been doing, and you are that fourth type of person, then this webinar is for you. It's not for anybody else on that list. Now, I'm going to back up and give you just a little bit of history, which is important. In 2013, in October, I've never had this happen to me, but the whole week, I wasn't dreaming because I wasn't sleeping, so I wasn't asleep. I was awake, even though I was supposed to be asleep, and God was downloading, showing me things. So it's what the only way I can describe it is a vision. Now, I see things all the time, but I've never had this happen where I didn't sleep all week. I was seeing things. It was like a movie was playing before me, and God was showing me more and more of the movie each night. It was building, and I was like, okay, this is nuts. I don't know what to do with this. So when the next week came, we had the Leadership Training Summit in 2013. That was the very last leadership summit that Dr. Myles ever did, because he transitioned the following year on his way to the summit. So we were in a mentorship meeting, and he said, you know, a lot of times people get these ideas and they run off and get way ahead of themselves and do things they shouldn't do yet. There's a timing for everything. And he said, the Bible is very clear to get wisdom from the right people. Ask for advice. There was wisdom in a multitude of people. So he was telling us as mentees, okay, if you have an idea, if something's going on in your brew and you're not sure what to do, get advice. It's okay. Because he teaches us leaders initiate. We do things. We don't wait around to be told what to do. We just do things. Then he was saying in that process, it is good to get advice from the right people. And so I was on a panel with him. It was the business million dollar panel that he had, and he asked me to be on it. So I was sitting next to him on the panel, and I said, Papa Myles, there's an idea that's simmering, and it'll take me 2 minutes of your time, because I never wasted his time. I never emailed him visions or dreams that I had, none of that stuff. I just said, there's an idea that's brewing, and I just need 2 minutes of your time. He says, I'm having a meeting tonight in my suite. You can come along. I'm having a meeting with some of my trustees, the executive trustees. And I says, okay. So I met with him for 2 minutes after this meeting, and I told him everything that I saw in a summary. And he said, because it was connected to what he was doing. He was involved in it. And I wasn't sure what the heck was going on. And I told him what I saw, and he said, oh yeah, that's the vision I have. I have it all documented. It's this thick in my notebook. I have a notebook this thick of all that written out. And I go, oh my gosh, so I had no idea. So what I saw is what you saw and what you want to do. It's the vision that you want to implement through your trustees, through Itwala, all this stuff. And he goes, yeah. And then that was it. That was the end of the meeting. He didn't expound on it. He didn't say anything else. And I just, okay, that's good. Now, fast forward a few months. That was November. I met with him 2013. In April, it was his 60th birthday. And I went to the big celebration. They had a big banquet at Atlantis. And I went. It was also Easter weekend. I brought somebody that was on the team with me. And I had more questions for him regarding the vision, because if I'm involved in the vision with him, I need to have some more understanding. And I had to demand this meeting 3 times when I landed in the Bahamas. He acted like he didn't know about a meeting, and And, a lot of people would come to him and say, I need to meet with you. And you have to demand a meeting. It's that important. He will make it happen. But he gets so many requests. He just doesn't meet for the sake of meeting because everybody wants to meet with him. He doesn't have enough time in a day to meet with everybody that wants to do that. So I had to demand 3 times. And finally, the 3rd time I saw him, it was after the banquet dinner, his birthday party. And I said, okay, I'm leaving in the morning. And I said, you're the visionary. Who else can I meet with? You're the only one. You're the visionary. And he says, okay, be at my house at 10 a.m. and I will meet with you. And I said, okay. So sure enough, I went there. I brought the person that was on the team with me to transcribe the meeting. Hubert came along with me, and Diego heard about what I was doing. And Diego was from Colorado, and he was a mentee of Papa Myles, and he was on the same plane that went down when Pastor Myles transitioned. So he, did not make it either. So in this meeting, it's me and Hubert, and I'm asking questions. And angry questions get God's attention. And I demanded some answers because things did not make sense to what I was seeing with what they were doing. So I have only shared this 3-hour meeting with my team that is here in Naples. And as soon as that meeting transpired with Papa Myles, I came back to Naples and we went to work. We opened an office. People left their jobs, particularly Debbie. Debbie left her job to administrate the office. And of course, we thought we would be working with him because he asked me to open an office for him on his behalf in Naples, thinking he would be here with us. But even though he left, we still opened the office 3 months later after he transitioned. So the vision is very real. We have been preparing for it for 1.5 years. Now, as you know, preparation is the highest form of faith. Faith without works is dead. You can have a vision, you can have everything documented, and you can sit on it, and nothing will happen. You have to be a person of action. You have to initiate, and leaders initiate. You don't sit around waiting for things to happen. So we came back and got to work. I met with the team. We fasted every week, 1 day a week. We got plans. We got things in order. And we have been doing so since April of 2014. We have not slowed down. Now, how vision works, it's very interesting. God will show you the end result, but he won't show you the steps along the way. That's where your faith comes into play. So you know what it looks like if you've documented your vision. But it takes faith to implement it. And as you take one step, he'll show you the next step. And when it's time to take the next step after that, he'll show you that one too. And a lot of times it comes with a person that comes into your life or an opportunity or an idea, but he shows it to you along the way. Now, how many of you saw Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? This is an old movie. I was too young when it came out. I wasn't really allowed to watch it because I think it was rated PG-13 or something. And at the very end of the movie, when Indiana Jones gets to a big cliff, he had to use his faith in order to get to the other side. And as soon as he took a step, his foot took a step, then a step was revealed. A stone rock was revealed, and he landed on it. And then as soon as he took the next step, all of a sudden, another stone step appeared, and he landed on it. And so every step he took brought him to the other side. But nothing happened until he took that step. And then he got to his final destination based on his faith. That's exactly how it is in the kingdom of God. Faith is a requirement. It's a necessary ingredient. He'll show you the end result, but if you don't have the faith to make it happen, see, and that's the thing. That's where the figure it out part comes into play, okay? I know the end result, and I'm figuring it out each step of the way because God is showing me things each step of the way. And then my mind, I see it. I'm like, I get it. I understand the next phase because visions are in phases. I've been living this out for 6 years now. So I have some understanding of vision as I've lived this out. With this retreat, I saw the next phase. with the group of people that attended and were live streaming. I saw the next phase of the vision. And it's time for me now to share, not in depth today, but they will be revealed over time. But I will begin to share with you the next phase of the vision. The first phase is preparation for it, okay? I mean, the whole time we'll be preparing for it. But the first level of the phase for you guys is to go through the School of Influence. That has been out for 1 year now next month. So those of you that have gone through the first level, you are well on your way. Those of you that have not, you have work to do. If you are the fourth type of person that initiates change and makes things happen, this is the step. So if you're one of those people, I have an announcement today. And here's the announcement, and I'm so excited. I canceled my vacation just to be able to plan and prepare. Now listen, my husband is still going to North Carolina because it's a golf tournament. He's still going. I am not. Me and my kids are staying here to prepare for this. This is how much I believe in it. There will be other times I can take vacations, but there's work to be done right now. I would go stir crazy if I was in North Carolina today, leaving, and I had all this in me. So here's what I want to share with you. In January, in 5 months, the first weekend of the year, I am going to do my first ever Agents of Change Symposium. Now, this is formal leadership training for people who are truly agents of change. This is for the fourth type of person that makes things happen. You initiate things. It is time to mobilize change agents to influence the destiny of nations through leadership training. That's the vision. Influencing the destiny of nations through leadership training. Now, you may not understand what that means right now, but we are changing history by correcting it. Now, this is some deep stuff that I will get into if you come to the symposium. Now, this is going to be a critical symposium because we are going to come together. It's not a conference. It's not a retreat. A symposium is based on a very specific idea that we are going to do. My team and I will be hosting it. We will be doing breakout sessions. We will be doing workshops. If one-on-one is needed, my team will be offering their services to do that. I will be teaching and training for leadership and how we influence and how you become an influencer and how you initiate change. But you have to have the right mindset. Religion does not teach you this. And that's where I thank God for Dr. Myles Munroe. He taught and trained us in these principles. They are skills that must be taught. If you came to the retreat or live stream, you saw I taught one session on how to influence in the marketplace. There is so much more to it than that, but that's a starting place. That was one of the intros or the seeds or the nuggets I was throwing out for those of you that are called Initiate Change, okay? Now, it's the first weekend of the year. This is a very important week. You want to start the year off right? Then come to Naples. If you are an initiator, if you are considered an agent of change. So who is this symposium for? I'm going to tell you. This is if you are serious about completing your God-given assignment. This is if you know what you were born to do and realize it's bigger than you, but you're not quite sure what to do with it. Now, this also encompasses your vision. Your vision tells you what to do with your gift. So this symposium is not to help you find your purpose or to help you find your vision. You have to come already knowing exactly what you were born to do and what you're going to do with it. But what happens, and this is how vision works, you have your personal life vision. And a lot of people have that. But when you submit your life vision to the corporate vision, then you complete it together as a group of people. And your personal vision will be completed by fulfilling it through the corporate vision as well. okay? So this is very important for agents of change. Thirdly, this is for if you desire to serve your gift, let me show this to you, towards the corporate vision of transforming culture. Every gift is equally important towards the vision. Some of you may be saying, oh, I'm just a homemaker, or I'm just I don't know what else there is, a blogger, or I am just a podcast guy. There you go, Jay. I'm just what else is, I'm a seamstress, or I'm a baker. It doesn't matter your gifting. Your gifting is needed for the corporate vision, no matter what it is. It's like an orchestra. Every instrument is vital for the overall symphony. So this is a symphony that we are orchestrating, and everybody's gift is valuable and important. Carlton, he says, culture definitely needs a makeover. I am in. Yes, you are right. You got it. Now, this symposium, I'm going to tell you what it is. It is intentional leadership training. I will train you in what this looks like and what the vision looks like and how we can change culture and transform mindsets for the overall sake of the vision. This is about bringing your gifting and credibility to the table of the corporate vision of what I saw, what I shared with Dr. Myles, and what he saw as well. This will help you refine your vision even more so than you have it already. And this is also coming together and joining other agents of change. And we will have more time. Carlton, you're funny. He says, credibility check. He has credibility. Now, he just said a key word there. Credibility is vital. It's very important when it comes to your vision, when it comes to your purpose. You must have credibility in it. So, for instance, Carlton said he was getting his master's in health and exercise science. Okay, if I'm off, let me know, Carlton, but I'm pretty sure that's what you said, because that's what I got my degree in. So I have credibility in that area, and I'm qualified by the world, by their standards, to speak because I have a degree in that area. I also have been running a hotel for 20 plus years now, almost 21 years. That also gives me credibility. I do not have a master's, exercise and nutrition science. That's what he's getting his master's in, but he already has his degree in that. Now, I do not have my degree in, I have my minor. I minored in business administration, but I am still qualified because I've been running a hotel for 20 years. It's the same thing as what people will listen to because you're offering them your credibility. So when we go to other systems, in America, in other nations, whatever system you're called to, you must have credibility. This is a key. Dr. Myles Munroe enforced that to our group. I called our group together. We had a private session at his house, August 2014, a few months before he left. And this was one of the key ingredients he said that was necessary. So a lot of people in my group, if they did not have their credibility at that point, they have it now because that is required for the vision. Okay, so you will be joining together other agents of change that want to do things. Now, everybody's doing things different, and we need everybody to come together because this is a community. This is a kingdom community, and we need the support of one another as well. So this is also important. So we'll be having more time to do that. What this is not, and I'm going to clarify this so there's no confusion. The Agents of Change Symposium is not a conference. It is not a retreat. We're not coming together to sing and dance. We are not building an army or doing warfare. God's army are the host of angels. His sons and daughters do not fight. So it's very clear. This is not a place to discover your purpose and vision. You already know what you were born to do and have a plan to do it. That's where the school of influence comes into play. So if you do not know your purpose and you do not have your vision, that's okay. There is still time. You have till December 1st to do this. So that will lead us to the 3 requirements for you to attend the symposium. We're not just taking everybody. There are 3 requirements to attend. Number 1, you must first complete courses 1 through 3 in the School of Influence. And it's work assignments. That means the materials to read and your homework. Course number 1 is helping you with your identity, which is key. We cannot influence others or nations or societies or systems unless you know who you are. So that's the foundation. Number 2, after you know who you are, you must know what you were born to do. That is where your purpose comes into play. And your work assignment is to read Dr. Myles' purpose book and to submit your purpose statement. Number 3, after you know who you are, why you are here, the 3rd step is now, what do I do? And that is where you work on your vision statement, your vision homework, your objectives, your goals, the vision itself, okay? You must read Dr. Myles' vision book. I'm not redoing a wheel here, reinventing the wheel. He's already done most of the work. We're building on top of what he did and what he saw. So if you have ears to hear and eyes to see, you know what I'm saying. So who you are, why you are here, and what you are doing here on the earth, what you are called to do. You must come to the symposium already having those 3 questions answered. We're not here to help you find your purpose. That's what the School of Influence is for. We're not here to help you write down your vision. You already know what you were born to do and you know how to implement it, okay? As long as you have that submitted to us by December 1st, then you are good to go. So that is number 2. You must submit your purpose and documented life vision to the office by December 1st. Number 3, you must be dedicated to your life vision. That is a key requirement. There are a lot of people that come along and they like what we're doing, they want to do what we're doing, but they don't have the dedication that is required to do what we do. A lot of you will get excited and say, oh, I'm coming. You may even register, but you will be tested. Because this is not for everybody. This is for the 4th type of person who initiates change. You are agents of change. You want to make your life count for something bigger than yourself. You want to leave a legacy. You want to impact your generation. And the 4th requirement is you must have a desire to submit your personal vision to the corporate vision. Okay? So for instance, I'll give you an example of what that means. In our team of the people that you met when you were here on the retreat or that you've seen live streaming, they're on my website. The whole team is also listed on my website. They all have come and sat with me. This is what I made everybody do for the past 6 years. If you came to my group and the meetings, you had to tell me what you were born to do and you had to submit your life vision. Otherwise, I don't know why you're here. If you don't know why you're here, I don't know why you're here, and I don't know what you can contribute to what we're doing. Okay? So it's very important. You must have a contribution, no matter what it is. Now, I'll use an example of someone on my team. I can use an example of everybody on my team. But for instance, I'll use Junice because she spoke at the retreat. Dr. Junice from Haiti. She's a qualified educator. She has masters and doctorates that I cannot even pronounce. It takes up a whole page. Her credibility is off the chart. When Dr. Myles asked her, because we went around the room with everyone on our team, what our credibility was, what gave us credibility, he was blown away by her credibility, and Sheila, who's also from Haiti. My 2 Haitians are like, way overqualified. It's amazing. So what they've done is submitted their qualifications, their giftings as educators to the vision. And we're building curriculums for Haiti right now. We're implementing them. And those of you that came to the retreat, you heard me talk about Haiti. You met Diego, that is from Haiti. He had a meeting with me after the retreat. We're going to Haiti and changing some things. We will correct history. Okay? So they submitted their personal vision as educators and what they were born to do, and bringing it to the table of the vision. In doing so, they are fulfilling their personal life vision, but it's being added corporately. So it's fulfilling a corporate vision as well as nothing more fulfilling in life when you're doing that. That, my friend, is true happiness you cannot even describe. It's indescribable. That's success when you're living your life assignment. So if you're an agent of change, they call you a revolutionary. Revolutionaries employ words rather than warfare. And this is where ISIS is off. This is where religion is off. They invade rather than influence. Agents of change, we use our words. We have ideas. We go in with our gifting, with wisdom, with understanding. We influence others instead of invade. We engage in culture. Engage means to meet it head on, to confront and challenge without backing down or surrender. Because you know some things. Listen, when you know principles, you know the original truth, you are bold. You're like, this is it. And you speak it in love. You don't violate what they're looking for, what they want, by empowering them. And that's what religion has taught us to do. Not empowering them, overpowering them with what you know. Listen, I saw what this looks like firsthand, and I was amazed. I am so blessed because now that Dr. Myles is not here, I saw it. And I know I'm not the only one. There's others also. But now that I was exposed to it, I know what it looks like. And along the way, if you're along with us on this joyride, we will figure it out. Now, this is how Joseph became influential to a problem in Egypt. He solved a problem. So if you want to make an impact on the world, study the problems and solve them. Which problem is your gifting able to solve? Some of you are to solve a business problem. Some of you, a health issue. Some of you, it's an education problem. So all you do is study which problem were you born to solve. That's where vision comes in. What makes you angry? Those are the 12 questions we ask you. And it's to help you discover what problem you were born to solve. And then when we all come together, we're solving many problems that society has. And we will bring these curriculums, these ideas. Now listen, it takes a group of people to do all this because there's a lot of work beforehand. Planning is harder work than the actual doing. And that's why most people never do anything, because they don't plan for it. So we've been planning for a year and a half. We've been testing some ideas. We've been doing some things. We are tweaking things, but we're doing it all behind the scenes. We don't talk about it. You may hear us refer to things, but we're not out there telling everybody what we're doing. But if you want to join us and bring your gifting to the table, it's needed if you're dedicated to doing this. And then there's a scripture that is so true. When the righteous are quiet, the wicked grow. Righteousness exalts a nation. Not Christianity, not religion, but righteousness. When we bring in ideas that operate with integrity, that operate with character, with ethics and morals. I mean, listen, guys, God's been showing me some stuff that's happening or going to happen in other nations. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. what is going on? He's going to begin revealing some things. He's already revealing some things to me, okay? So it all has to do with the vision. It's not just for the sake of knowing stuff. There's a reason he's showing me things. There's a reason he's showing you things when you went back home. You saw some things here in Naples. You saw some things when you went home. Now we're going to tighten up your purpose, your vision, rein it in, and do something with it. Oh my goodness. I have so many more slides. It's already 12:45. This is what we do. I'm going to go quickly now. We initiate change. We are proactive. You are either agents of change or victims of it. Doing nothing is not an option. You must get active in life, business, politics, entertainment, media, healthcare, whatever it is. If we are not proactive, then we will be reactive. And like Dr. Myles Munroe said, the world cannot heal itself, for it created the problems. Now we must be problem solvers. This is a requirement. This is not an option. It's called the burden of responsibility. Here's what religion taught us. Here's how they solve problems. What kind of leader are you praying in? Make sure we pray the right guy into position. Are you kidding me? That's it? What about getting into the position? Joseph ended up in a position because of wisdom. Listen, Daniel was in a position to influence Babylon because of a position. Nehemiah was in a position to influence. Nehemiah's vision was so strong, he was just born to build a wall. That's all he wanted to do. Can you imagine being born to build a wall and that's it? But that was paramount to him. And the people that were distracting him were saying, no, we don't, come have meetings with us. Come talk to us. We know what you're doing. He says, listen, I don't have time to come talk. If I come down and have meetings with you, who's going to build this wall? All he wanted to do is build a wall because he was born to build a wall. So whatever you're born to do is already in you. It's trapped. You have to discover it if you have not discovered it yet. I was born to do what I was born to do. That's why a vacation is a distraction to me. I don't have time to go on this vacation. Matthew, go by yourself. I got work to do. This is it. Either you're in or you're out. And you truly are a slave for your gift if you understand what your gifting is. You just can't help yourself. So here's God's answer, solution. It's you. You are his answer to change, the crisis in the systems. You act as a catalyst for change. The responsibility is on you. Kingdom solution. We empower and train leaders for integration, influence, and impact. You must be a leader to influence society, not a follower. This isn't a bunch of followers coming together. You all leaders in your own right, according to your life gifting. You have no fear, no compromise, and you are not intimidated. I'm going to show you some pictures of what we've started doing in Haiti last summer. We went into that country, and within 2-3 hours, I was already meeting with top leaders in education, the top school in Haiti. We're proposing change. This is a proposal that Dr. Junice is holding that we gave them to change the education system. We didn't go in and ask a meeting to pray with them or prophesy over them. We didn't do that. We went in and brought answers to the problems. They were blown away. You know what they asked us in the first meeting with the Minister of Education? He says, can you come and train my elementary school teachers? And okay, I said, sure, we can come back this summer with my team and train them. How many are there? He said, 29,000 elementary school teachers. Can you train them? You know what I said? Absolutely yes. Did I know what that looked like? No, but I would figure it out by that summer. So we are working on these things. That's what a leader does. You're not intimidated by the paramount requests. Listen, these requests, if we are prepared, the requests will come in because we're providing solutions for them. But it takes planning, it takes preparation, it takes a team to do this. We're already doing this. We're already going somewhere. If you want to join us, come in January. I really have nothing else more to say after that. But I'll continue anyway. He came to meet with me. This gentleman, Matthias Pierre, came in April of last year. He was running, he wasn't sure if he wanted to run for presidency, but he decided to. I gave him one of Dr. Myles' books, In Charge. I gave him, do you see what's in my hand? That is a proposal to train leadership, to change mentalities in Haiti through intentional leadership training, okay? So I gave him a proposal. It took me 1 month to come up with that proposal. It's only 2 pages. It's not a book. It's just 2 pages, but it took me a month to sit and simmer and think, and what does this look like? What's the model? What do I train them? How do I start training? Where do I start with changing the mindsets? That's how you change societies, changing mindsets, and it's only through leadership training. So that is our goal, to change the world one mind at a time. That is what we're doing. You saw what we're doing at the retreat. We started doing that with you. Your minds were changing. That's why some of you, your bodies reacted to what was going on in your mind. It was a cleansing process. You're cleaning old junk out and adding and renewing your mind, and your body reacted to it. That's why we had 2 people go to the emergency room in 1 day. You know this is a powerful message if that happens at a retreat. So this was more than a retreat for some of you guys. This is changing your mindset in order to do something with your life. Now again, this gentleman we met with, while we were doing the retreat, he called Diego from Haiti while he was at this retreat. He says, tell Trista I'm ready to implement the leadership training, because he didn't win the candidacy for presidency. So right now he's mentoring somebody who is running for president. He didn't make the primaries, but this gentleman he's mentoring did make the primaries, okay? If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you know where we're going with all this. Okay, you're dangerous people. Agents of change are dangerous because you look like sheep, but you think like snakes, right? You look like a dove, but you're actually yeast. You're not dynamite, you're yeast. You never hear yeast coming. Once it's in the system, once it's in the dough, it's too late, it's over. Once we're in, it's done. It's too late. Listen, we will bring into them time-tested principles. We don't even go in and say biblical principles. We don't go in and say godly principles or kingdom principles. These are time-tested principles at work. We bring them into the systems. This is what it looks like. So historians are saying that right now in society that we are living in, that we are overwhelmed by the changes that are happening in our culture. Change used to happen every 100 years. Now change is happening dramatically every 5 years. Many cultural shifts are happening in our lifetime. And I'm going to quote what Dr. Myles Munroe said. 2013, he said, is the beginning of a season of convergence that will last 10 years. And then a few months later, in July 2014, he said, we are in the period of the last moment. Don't ask me what a moment means. I'm not sure. I have an idea. I'm not going to come up with a theology about that. All I'm going to do is get done what I was born to do. That's all I can do. That's what I will do with my life. And I love who said this? Oh, this is the Apple Incorporated. This is their motto. If you go to the headquarters, this is what they have on their wall. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as crazy ones, we see them as genius, because they are the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world and are the ones that do it. I don't know what that was, if you heard that. Things are moving and shaking, all right? So if you're crazy enough to believe this like I am, then I want to see you in January. Here's what John Stuart Mill said, and I love this. One person with vision is greater than the passive force of 99 people who are merely interested in doing or becoming something. Most people have an interest in their destinies, but they have no passion or drive to fulfill them. My goodness. They don't really believe the dreams God has put in their heart. If they do believe them, they don't do the things that will take them in the direction of fulfilling them. Yet that is what separates the people who make an impact in the world and those who just exist on the planet. So if you want to make an impact, you're tired of just existing, just to pay bills, get a job, and die, then you need to come in January. So we are looking for dedicated people who are skilled in all areas of society. There are 10 pillars. You have the political government pillar, economic, money, that's banking, business commerce, judicial law, health, the quality of life, education training, arts entertainment, recreation sport, media, which is mental influence, which is very powerful, and social relationships. So I want you guys to write all that down. What I have here is instructions of what that looks like. I have what Dr. Myles wrote down are solutions to these different programs, consulting programs for national impact, and what that looks like in the different areas. A strategic action plan. So we're going to come together. For those of you that are crazy, agents of change, and what we're going to do is bring everybody's vision together to incorporate the corporate vision. So this is what that looks like. Leaders initiate change and make history. So this is what we're going to do. We're already planning. We've been planning for this vision. Now I'm planning for this symposium for you guys. If you want to come along with us and what we're doing, you're more than welcome to come. But this is what it will require from you for an agent of change. It will require you to use your own faith. You must abandon your life, and it requires faith. And Dr. Myles told me this when he was explaining the vision to me and answering my questions. He said, God always gives you a parachute after you leave the plane. He doesn't give it to you before you jump. Once you jump, then he gives you your parachute, because now he says you're serious. Because God is looking for abandonment. Once you jump, you're dedicated. God does not secure you before you leave the plane. This is truly living with vision. When you prepare, you plan, and you jump. Same thing that I was trying to describe with, what's that guy? Indiana Jones. Once you take your step out, then God will support it. Take that step out in faith, and God will support it. But what happens in religion, we use our faith for things like paying bills and, I don't know, what else? Getting cars and a new house, or, a better job. And we're using our faith and demanding nations. That's what God said to do. Ask of me the nations. That's what he's saying, to ask of him. Ask of me the nations. I'll give them to you. Are you asking for nations? Or are you asking for a car? We've been using our faith in the wrong areas, and that's why nobody's been getting results in those areas. That's not what faith is for. Jesus said the pagans pray for those things. Pagans are religious people. Religious people, that's what they pray for. They're looking for me, my own, what I can get out of this, and it's all about themselves. If your vision benefits only you, that's not vision. That is ambition. But if your vision benefits others, then join us in January.
Denise has a question.
Okay. And I'm going to finish this. Dr. Myles said, nothing can measure what a few dedicated people can do. If we have a small group of people who are dedicated, they can change the world, just like bin Laden did. We're still living with the effects of bin Laden a decade later. And then he said to me, you must stop living for ourselves. Get them to understand this is not about us or you. This is about others. And the best way I can describe how I'm living my life and the revelation that I got from the scripture, because I heard the scripture before, but now I'm living it and I get it. Matthew 16:25. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it. Save your life means living your life according to the ideas you think life should be like. Living in the right neighborhood, driving the right car, having the right job. It's keeping up with the Joneses. That's what people's idea of saving their life. This is what my idea of life looks like. He says, you will lose it. But whoever loses their life, you lose those ideas of what you thought life was supposed to be. If you lose that for him, you will find life. Man, I'm living the dream. Heaven on earth. I have problems, I have challenges, but man, I drive around, I walk around, I'm like, this is the dream. This is heaven on earth. I get it. I lost my life, my idea of what I thought life should be, and I found life. I got it. That's why vacation isn't that exciting to me. I'd rather do this. This gives me life. So I lost my life in order to find my life. Everything in the kingdom is a paradox. You guys heard me say that again and again and again. So join us in January, the first weekend. Okay, I heard I had a question. Where's my question? I don't see it.
She asks, can your vision cross more than one pillar?
Can your vision cross more than one pillar? I think it starts primarily in one, but it can influence others. Absolutely, yes. Okay, one thing I'm going to tell you, and this helped me tremendously, and I talk about this in the School of Influence. You have to refine your vision down as much as you can. Jesus said, only a few things in life are necessary. Man, we complicate, we think we have to do so much, so I refine my life as far down as I could. I'm not going to solve everyone's problem. I'm not going to go running around and do everything everyone asks of me. You know, I'm not at everybody's beck and call. Nehemiah wasn't at everyone's beck and call. People think, you know, the religious communities taught us we're at everyone's beck and call. Listen, I'm not a pastor. I'm a visionary. We're doing something. Okay, you are all leaders. Do not allow professional distractors to come in. You are not obligated to help everybody with everything. So take the burden off of you and focus down to the one thing you were born to do. What problem are you born to solve? I know what mine is. I'm doing it now. You're witnessing it. Some of you witnessed it when you came. When we go to Haiti, you'll witness some more, okay? The vision is always expanding. It's very exciting. So narrow down your vision. I talk about that in the School of Influence. So join us in January if this is for you. Agents of Change Symposium, January 6th and 7th, the first weekend. Join the corporate vision as we lead to influence change and transform culture together. Start the new year right with a clear direction and plan for impact and influence. That's what we're doing in a nutshell. Those of you that want to join the vision, come in January. I'll share with you more. There's a lot more, okay? Now, I have an exciting announcement. Based on many of your inquiries, I am going to work on doing a business solutions webinar for the next webinar. So we'll be doing a Q&A. So what I want you guys to do is look for the Survey Monkey that will be sent in your emails. If you signed up for my newsletter, you'll get it also. And we'll put the link on Facebook. But I'm working on getting a very special surprise guest for our next webinar. Hopefully they will be able to join us. I think they should be. So send me your questions. I will conglomerate them, put them together, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. We may do this in a few webinars, but I want to put everybody's business questions together and answer as many of those that I can, okay? I'm not an expert in all different areas of business. I do know some things, been doing this for 21 years and been living in my family's business for 40-something years. I learned things from my husband and his business. So we're going to be, I'll give you the best answers, but this I know, principles work. You apply principles in any area of your life, business, family, whatever it is, relationships, they work, okay? Success is guaranteed. So I'll teach you principles, all right? So you guys, I hope to see you soon. Join the School of Influence if this interests you, if you're that fourth type of person and you want to impact and change your generation with influencing it for the kingdom of God. Bye, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.